Hi, I'm Chris and Nadine,
And I'm Nadine.
and we're Tapping and Gabbert.
We're still working on the name. But today we're going to talk about coercion in some sexual practices. It's something that I see a lot, unfortunately, in my therapy room, in both my jobs. And who else better to talk about it with than with you? Coercion in some sexual practices. When I say that, what comes up for you?
What comes up for me is the thing that I hear from clients of the nag. So it will be one of the partners going, come on, oh, come on, do it, come on.
Don't you love me?
Yeah.
Do you know how many other people are having sex?
And then it's the guilt, and it's laid on later. And then the person, the victim says, and I just give in and I just do it.
But what if individuals don't see themselves as victims? What if they're in a loving relationship and they're with that person and they think the fucking sun shines out of their behind? I don't know why I said fuck, but not us anyway. And yeah, like what if they don't see themselves as a victim?
No.
How would you have those conversations?
I think in a healthy relationship, there's swings and roundabouts. I think every sexual partner in a healthy relationship at some time probably lays back and thinks of England.
Right.
But it isn't coercion. It's
that's not coercion. That's the compromise in long-term relationships, which is very different energies and very different tools that we're using. I think
then coercion occurs in particular relationships.
And what about around specific sexual practices? And yeah.
So the one I hear a lot from my female clients is anal sex.
Yes.
They want to fuck me up the ass. And it's like, and they don't want to.
So in that experience, I'd offer the other partner, would you be okay receiving anal sex? Because if you're happy to receive it, then you do you know what I mean? Like if you can't.
I've done that a couple of times and the response has been yes. Which throws a real spanner in the works.
Lucky you. I mean, I get the like, what? How dare you? I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, for me, it's the concern about the sex for the coerced partner. Sex starts becoming
a responsibility,
an obligation, a duty, a chore. And that's it. That's when the coercion is in the abusive light.
Right.
It then becomes, in some situations where the coercion is highly overt,
right?
It becomes a matter of life or death. It becomes a matter of survival. And I had this client,
and that's where it's no longer sex or sexual connection, and actually is a power dynamic tool. And now it's just pure violence. And
I had a client a couple of weeks ago that said this beautiful thing, and I said to her, I'm going to steal that, and she said yes, do it. And it was, she gave up everything to survive. And that also meant putting herself in that situation. Just to survive. And this is where coercion, and I think it's not talked about enough, because what can start off with a come on babe, do it for me, just do it this once, can end up being
stop it, leave me alone.
Yeah, but come on.
And then I feel like,
and that's exactly it.
And it's the like, oh, but if I say no now, are you going to be happy? Are you still going to come to dinner with me and my friends tonight? Or are you going to be like?
But the interesting thing, though, I think it would be safe to say, our conversation tonight has been, or our views might be assuming that we're only talking about women.
Oh no, yeah.
A lot of gay guys. Are coerced, and the research even backs this up, that they actually think that's part of normal same-sex relations.
I think I mean, I have a range of individuals that I see, and I think coercion is not gendered. Coercion is seen in,
if you do enough of this,
you see coercion in all of its forms and across age and age brackets as well. And
would you call guilt coercion? So the post fact, we haven't had sex in ages.
Is that how you're saying it?
Yeah, we haven't had sex in ages. So and so is having sex twice a week. Why aren't we having sex?
Because you're talking to me like that. That's why. Because that's not, you don't even go, honey, we need to sit down. There's no communication. There's no conversation. There's no healthy.
But would you call
forms.
that type of speak coercion?
I think it's a part of it. I think in that one isolated context, I can't say anything, because what coercion is about all these multiple things occurring at the same or similar time, and it creates like a boundary of this relationship. Is I can't do this unless I do this, and if I don't do this, then they're gonna be like this. Like it's really,
The other coercion I've heard that is unique to this demographic was HIV positive guys, HIV negative partners, kind of threatening to out them.
Wow.
So they felt that they had to.
Yeah. This is on Thorn Harbor has a really beautiful has a resource around the family violence rule, but specific with gay men, but it can be used for the LGBT.
ACON in New South Wales, if you're in New South Wales. And there are other great resources overseas as well, including the Trevor Project.
Yes.
And the American one slipped my mind, but I will put a link.
We'll put links to this stuff. Just have conversations around, and it's definitely through an intersectionality lens. This is how we can have these conversations.
So how? Okay, they're not coming to therapy. But that person wants to sit down and have that conversation. How do they do it? How would you do it?
I'd read a book. I'd read a book. I'd go and read about how I can communicate assertively,
setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries. Like John Gottman's.
That's the one I recommend.
And the 8 Dates.
Oh yeah,
8 Dates by Gottman.
It's up there somewhere.
We have so many books. But I would read a book. I'd go like, okay, I need to take this upon myself to figure out where do I need to educate myself? What are the tools that I need to finite? If I'm so insisting that I want to do this on my own, okay, then take it on your responsibility.
And I guess the last question that comes to my mind is, if you feel your partner is coercive, is it a red flag?
Yes. Because we are taught to not trust our instincts and our gut feelings. And that is, even if you go in and have a conversation with someone and you go, oh, yep, this has put me at ease, your alarm systems are going off for a reason. And I always encourage for that to be followed through and honored. And sometimes it may not be coercion. Maybe that person doesn't have those communication tools, but don't risk it. Risk it. The biscuit ain't worth it.
Cool. Well, if you liked what we said, let us know. If you disagree, let us know. Click the like below and subscribe.
And send questions in. We love to hear from you.
Thank you for the people that message us about the feedback. It's been nice. And it wasn't just my mother. At
least your mother acknowledges you're a sex.
We'll be back next week with another interesting topic.